Hey, good Tuesday afternoon. We are live.
Clearly.
Yeah, we're live. Hope everybody's having a good day. Before the show starts, I do have to put a disclaimer out there. Some of the subject matter we will be discussing today may not be suitable for everybody. They may find some of the accounts highly disturbing. So I just have to throw that out there. Yeah. So.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Let's pay some bills. Project Arrowhead is brought to you by the Lansdowne Pub, the #1 dining destination in the Mohegan Sun Casino. Stop by the Lansdowne Pub for daily specials, steak and seafood specials on the weekend. The Lansdowne Pub. And when you want to dance off those calories, head on over to the Vista Lounge. DJs Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Come see us. Let me know you saw it on the show, and I'll let you in for free.
Hey. Are you looking for a used car? How about auto repairs for your current car? With their diesel certified mechanics, stop in and get your car or truck fixed at Thames River Motor Cars, located at 2090 Norwich New London Turnpike in Uncasville, Connecticut, just a half mile from the casino. Stop in and see the friendly folks at Thames River Motor Cars.
There's a new transportation service coming into London County. Dunn's Non-Emergency Medical Transportation Services. Founder and owner Christopher Dunn has over 32 years working as a healthcare provider in many varieties of medical facilities. He has over 31 years in pre-hospital emergency medicine, and he is still active in emergency medical services. Mr. Dunn has united an experienced, hardworking, and responsible healthcare and EMS personnel to form Dunn's Non-Emergency Medical Transportation Services. Let them take care of your transportation needs. That was
A mouthful.
a mouthful. So, like I said, today's show, and we did some research on it too, right?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
I like to be surprised.
Yeah, me too, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, we talked about it a little bit, so I do know a little bit about it.
Right.
We talked about it last year. And since we've talked about it last year, it does haunt me. Like, I think about her a lot now that I live in Norwich in an apartment.
Right. All right. So, we're going to do some background. June 15th, 2015, Casey Chadwick was stabbed in the head and face, neck, approximately 19 times, and stuffed into a closet. Her boyfriend came home, looked all over for her, and the very last place he looked, he opened the closet, and there was Casey's body. Now, let's do a little backstory. I have to say the alleged murderer.
Right.
We'll get to
For
that.
reasons.
Was convicted in 1996 of attempted murder, and he served 15 years in prison. He was in this country illegally. He is a Haitian immigrant. Attempted to murder somebody, execution style. Did 15 years. Do the math. Mm-hmm. He wasn't out very long.
Right.
He went to Casey's apartment looking for her boyfriend to buy drugs. Casey called her boyfriend. He's like, just go, get out. And apparently, Gene Jacques is his name. Lost
French.
Yeah, lost his temper and murdered Casey. Her boyfriend came home and obviously called the police, and this is probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So Norwich PD did a great job. They organized a a fake drug buy. They contacted him, Gene Jocks, to buy drugs. Mm-hmm. He showed up to the sting still wearing the bloody clothes and was immediately taken into custody. Okay. After he killed Casey, he took her phone and he took the drugs. So that wasn't in the house.
Which, by the way, like, if you stop and just think for a second, that's so quick for them to think to do that. Like, turn around. Like, if he's still wearing the clothes, this happened at 3 a.m. in the morning. They put on this fake thing. This had to have happened, like, the next day. Like, that is so quick.
It was later that morning.
I know, but I mean, like, that's so quick. I mean, not to knock policemen, but do you know how hard it is for them to do anything? Like, just even reporting a person missing, you have to wait X amount of time.
Well, yeah, and it's because the boyfriend knew exactly who it was.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So, yeah,
that's
them,
great. That's fast.
Yeah. So, as I said, he served 15 years in prison and was released in January of 2012 into the custody of ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. He was held by ICE for 205 days while they made 3-4 attempts to deport him. Haiti would not take him back. They said that the Haitian government refused to accept him because they couldn't prove he was a citizen. So, what did they do? They let him out on the streets.
Yeah.
They opened the door and said, go.
And bye. Have fun.
And that led to what we just discussed, the murder of Casey. Had he been deported, had the government done their job, Casey would still be alive today. So, Senator Richard Blumenthal, Bloomin' Idiot as I call him, and Representative Joe Courtney jointly introduced Casey's Law. It's a bill intended to expedite deportation of illegal immigrants who pose a threat to public safety or who have committed a violent crime, and to crack down on the other countries that delay or refuse the official U.S. attempts to deport dangerous criminals back to their home country. So, there was a federal investigation in January of 2016. The Department of Homeland Security opened an investigation into the handling of Jock's deportation by Immigration and Customs. The report found that while ICE failed to pursue all possible avenues to establish his Haitian citizenship, it was unlikely to have been able to satisfy the government of Haiti, even if he had perused all possible ways established by his birth and citizenship. So, in other words, Haiti wasn't going to take him back. Even if they had the birth certificate, even whatever paperwork they had, Haiti was not going to take him back.
Right.
Okay. But they let him go on the streets.
Which makes no sense, but...
Okay. So, he was subsequently found guilty of murder and was sentenced to 60 years in prison, which is the maximum sentence here in Connecticut. Okay.
Now, before he was, or for Casey?
Or for Casey.
Okay.
For Casey, he was sentenced to 60 years in prison.
Okay.
And then a problem popped up. The day they picked up Jocks, Norwich PD went to his apartment. At that time, the landlord was in the process of evicting Jocks. So they showed up, and the PD are like, can we go in? Landlord's like, absolutely. So they go inside, and what's sitting there? the bloody phone and the drugs. Norwich PD goes back. They put in for the warrant. And they come back and seize the phone, the drugs, and...
Do you know how they found out about that?
I have got breaking news out of Norwich right now, Norwich, Connecticut. Cliff Street and Hawthorne Street are closed because someone was hit in the head with a hatchet. And one male, one female are getting medical attention.
That's insane.
But someone got hit in the head with a hatchet in the area of Cliff and Hawthorne Street in Norwich, Connecticut.
Hope that's not near me.
Interesting.
So, do you know how the authorities found out about...
Her boyfriend.
No. I was just reading in the bulletin that while Jax was in prison awaiting trial, his cellmate notified authorities.
Yes, you're right.
That he told him about a hole in his apartment's bathroom wall where Chadwick's cell phone and drugs were cached.
Yep.
That's crazy. And like you said, they went without the warrant, came back with a warrant, and then seized all that evidence.
Now, this is where things went south. The landlord let them in. Mm-hmm. They knew where it was because of the informant. They saw it. They went. They backed out. They went. They got the warrant and came back and confiscated it. Here's what happened. His sentence was overturned on appeal.
Yep.
Apparently, even though he is not a U.S. citizen, he's protected by the Constitution, which gives him the right to privacy. Mm-hmm. Because it was technically still his apartment, the landlord could not tell them it was okay to go in. So by them going in, it now nullified the sentence, and the drugs and the phone are out. So, this happened a year ago. Casey's mom's been waiting for the trial to kick in. And, of course, with COVID and everything, it kept getting pushed back. Well, the retrial is finally going through, literally right behind us.
Yeah, I think it starts in March, and Jax filed a pro se, meaning that himself filed it, not his lawyer, for a speedy trial motion last month, asking that a new trial begin within 30 days or dismissal of the charges be ordered.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And to speak on the Norwich PD, like the Supreme Court, like you said, in July 2019 ruled that Norwich police violated his privacy when they conducted the second search. In their appeal, it stated the lawfulness of the police search. Prosecutors argued that Jax's lease had expired 5 days earlier. He had made no attempt to have family members or friends extend his lease or collect his possessions, and the landlord had bagged up and removed his belongings and was preparing the apartment to rent to someone else. For some reason, that was like the make or break it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, his lease expired. And the fact that the whole thing was overturned because they didn't obtain a warrant initially, and you can't blame them. The Norwich police did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
They really, really did. But and I looked it up, the whole privacy thing and the right to privacy, it really doesn't. It's open for interpretation.
It is, but also I feel like if you're being convicted for some sort of crime, it really shouldn't apply to you. Like, I don't understand. I am a big crime junkie person, and I like listening to that podcast. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but I've heard so many cases, and there are so many things that police do that are sketch, but I also feel like if they didn't do these sketch things, they would never catch their killer. And because they do them sketch, these people get off. Like, if they don't get a warrant, or if they... like, I remember this one time they were trying to catch a murderer in Montreal, and they went into the guy's apartment and snuck in, and they were, like, on the lookout for him to see if he would come back. And they found stuff on his laptop of, like, all these images, like, proving he did it. But because they didn't have a warrant, they couldn't do anything about it. Like, if you found the proof, who cares? You got a murderer on the street that you could be putting behind bars.
Well,
I don't get that.
The fact that he was arrested for the attempted murder in, what I say, 96?
Yes,
in
I
that
think
time
so.
frame?
Yeah.
And he did 15 years? ICE should have never, ever let that man see the light of day.
Yeah.
I got more information on the incident in Norwich. So, breaking out of Norwich, Connecticut, sorry to interrupt, we have a victim, or two victims, that were hit in the head with a hatchet. Two people were brought by ambulance to Bacchus Hospital. Cliff and Hawthorne Street are closed, and they're looking for a black male with hoodie and three other males. They were seen with guns, seen by the cemetery on Cliff Street in Norwich. So if you're in Norwich right now, be careful, especially in that area.
Is he carrying a hatchet?
They just said
Hatchet's in his head right now.
No, the guy that did it.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, like, that's heavy. If he, like, hit a dude in the head with it, you've seen, like, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That's unrealistic. You can't, like, hit someone in the head and just, like, pull it out like nothing.
Did you just seriously... Did you really just compare that to The Walking Dead? Wow.
Have you seen, I know you've seen The Walking Dead.
Of course I've seen The Walking Dead. Every episode.
Gruesome.
When they, like, do the bow and arrow and they shoot the arrow in the skull, like, you can't
Right.
pull that out like that, or the hatchet.
They're
It doesn't...
dead. It's mush.
Well, that's what's going on in Norwich right now, anyhow.
That's very interesting. Where did you hear this breaking news?
Someone's listening to the scanner in Norwich right now.
Oh, gotcha.
So everything you're getting is hasn't even hit any of the news sites or anything. This is fresh, right off the scanner.
Where's Cliff Street?
It's, you know where the old YMCA is?
Yeah, downtown.
You got the bank right there, and it V's off.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but yeah.
If you're going downtown and you're headed towards the YMCA,
Yeah.
if you go straight, you're going to hit the bank. If you go off to the right, you can go to the YMCA. If you go off to the left, you go up Cliff Street.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
It's kind of heading to where we are, I think.
Well,
Anyhow, if you're in Norwich in those areas, lock your doors and stay safe.
if you're in Norwich in those areas, lock and load.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my out loud voice. All right, where were we?
Sorry to interrupt.
We were just talking about,
Oh, the right to privacy.
yeah.
I think, and I hope and pray, they should have enough to convict him without the phone and the drugs. I mean, he showed up still covered in her blood.
Right.
And
Did they seize that shirt?
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, do they have the clothes? Okay. I don't know. Whoa.
Nothing.
Things flying back here.
What do you break now?
I didn't break anything. So he
Clothes. We think they have the clothes in possession. He had her blood. Other things.
They have the cell phone records. Those they can get. The cell phone records that show.
In the 90s?
Yeah.
Like late. Really?
Yeah. You can see who was talking, because she was talking to her boyfriend on the cell phone.
Oh, wait, no. This happened in 2015.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
she was talking to her boyfriend and listening to the whole argument about the drugs.
Right.
So they got that. They've got him dead to rights in the bloody clothes. I don't think they ever got the murder weapon.
I think the blood alone, done.
Is it? Does it? But
I mean, it proves he was there. And proves
exactly.
he knows something.
It proves he was in the apartment.
I mean, it doesn't prove he killed her.
Exactly.
Do you know of any stories that he said to why he would be there? Like, has he had some sort of story?
His what you call it in court. His story was that she was his best friend and he didn't kill her and all this and that, and that he found her like that. The rage and just sheer brutality of the murder. Just, I don't know. I don't know. Do you know how hard it is to stab somebody in the head?
Probably harder than stabbing them in the head with a hatchet.
You back on the hatchet?
Yeah. I related it. I did a good job.
Okay.
No, I mean, even harder than a hatchet.
Yeah. And I don't know. Casey was
For what reason, you know?
over drugs.
Yeah,
You get that mad. That
any witnesses? Jeff wants to know if there's any witnesses.
no, there were no witnesses. This happened really late at night, or actually early in the morning, whatever you want to say, however you want to call it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she screamed out.
On Cliff Street.
He may have. He may have cut her throat first.
Ugh.
You just don't know.
That's awful.
Don't know.
Yeah, I would assume she screamed too, Jeff. What a bold assumption.
Right? I mean...
But no, I see what he's alluding to. Like, did anybody hear? Nobody, like, called in saying they heard some unusual noises or screams or...
Right. It's,
I think that's a question we can ask Casey's mom.
And Casey's mom has been so strong through this whole thing. She has been absolutely amazing.
Oops, sorry.
And she has to go through all of that again. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how she can do it. Seeing the pictures, and you know, she had we talked about that before, and she felt like she needed to see it. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could do it. So,
I mean, not that... I think at some point you probably become numb to it after so long. I can't... I don't know. I don't have a child. I've never lost a child. And I'm not saying that it becomes easier or any sort of way. Mm-hmm. But I think at some point you may become numb. Especially if you're fighting and fighting and fighting and have to kind of keep reliving it over and over again.
yep.
That at some point, not that it gets easier or anything like that, but I think at some point maybe easier is not the right word, but numb or used to it or...
Well, Wendy should be joining us shortly, and she can fill in the blanks and update us as to what's happening with this scumbag, and hopefully they do have enough to fry him. Yeah, I wish we still had the death penalty here in Connecticut. I'm not gonna lie.
Did we not bring it back a little while ago, or weren't we trying to bring it back a little while ago?
No, it just went away a little while ago when those two sickos from Cheshire killed the Pettit family.
Yeah.
Those two should never, ever breathe this air again.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were considering, but maybe not. Maybe we had just abolished it or something not abolished it, but
well, people wanted it back after that.
Yeah, that was so messed up.
That was one of them. That was another horrible crime.
We could probably do a show of just like Connecticut.
Well, the Cheshire murders actually made national news.
Yeah.
Because they had been released from jail.
Yeah.
And.
But also that Colchester, the guy, what was his name? Todd?
Tony. I went to school with him. I knew Tony.
Was a doctor, lived in Florida.
He wasn't a doctor. He was a chiropractor.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, something like that. But there's a...
Murdered his wife, his 3 children, and their dog. I haven't heard anything more about it. That, disappeared.
Yeah. We probably should just do a show of, Connecticut cases.
But is that a Connecticut case or is that a Florida case?
Both. I think he was a resident in... it happened in Florida.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's a Florida case, but still has ties to Connecticut. Which, that's an interesting case because of his father. I think that goes back to, how his father treated him or something. Or how his father may have been convicted of a murder or got acquitted. I don't know. Something like a long time ago.
I think he shot his mother.
Yeah, something like that. Guys, this show isn't brought to you by Mentos, but I'm sorry. I take one Mentos and I'm addicted. So
I agree. I need a Mentos too. I had to stop eating these at work.
I only have 2 left, and I just had a whole half of one. Anyways. I'm excited for her to call in. I would like to hear some updates that she has. I'm sure she has the most current updates on the case. And hopefully, I know that the trial starts in March, so hopefully, snow, COVID doesn't mess with that, and she can finally kind of get her hopeful justice.
Well,
because that's the big question. Maybe, you can prove he was there, but you can't, you have to 100% prove without a doubt that he murdered her. And that's the question they're going to ask when they're doing the trial.
What, did you kill her?
Yeah.
No, I was going to say no.
No, I know. Just say it. Don't spray it, Sarah. But there's no... the proof. You have to prove it. So, of course, he's going to say no. But for the jury to be able to say...
Proven beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Okay, well... the blood on the clothes proves he was there, but it doesn't prove he killed her. That's what I'm saying. Is there a murder weapon? Did they ever find the knife?
We're gonna have to ask Wendy that. That's a question I don't know. But if you look at the George Leniart murder,
never heard of that.
He killed April Pennington.
That sounds familiar.
She was 15. She lived just down the road a little bit from me. Her body's never been found. No murder weapon's ever been found. And he was convicted of her murder. So he was convicted without a body and a weapon
Did he admit to it?
Nope.
Interesting.
Nope. He's appealing. The cadaver dogs hit on the shed behind his house. He told somebody in jail what he had done, and he was convicted.
Jeff brings up a good point, too. Sometimes the trial postpones the mourning process. She might be numb till the end, but nonetheless, I'm sure it's super hard to walk through all this pain again. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like she always says, she does it for Casey.
Of course.
And as far as the politics and the law changes and everything, I'll let Wendy touch on that because there is no Casey's Law yet.
Yeah, I know she spoke about it last time, but I don't actually remember what the law was, what the criteria was for the law.
That was, I think I went over it. That was the, well, we'll ask her ourselves. So, we can let her touch on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. I think Wendy's with us.
United FM.
Ooh, maybe not.
Maybe not.
It's a ghost.
They call and hung up. They were scared.
Wendy, call back. I like the background, by the way. I'm just noticing it now.
Hi.
I mean, I saw it like on the computer when we were setting up earlier, but I've been paying attention to like the bulletin.
Huh.
Maybe it was a prank. What you talking about, Willis? And then they hung up.
I don't know who the caller was. It was Wendy something, but she
Oh, so it was
Okay,
Wendy.
so
she hung up.
Aw, Wendy, call back.
Maybe it was a bad connection. So you put
Verizon's fault.
right.
Don't you not Verizon?
Push the talk button.
All right.
Push the talk button.
Project it.
Push the talk button.
Project Arrowhead. Hello. Wendy.
Aw, she hung up on us. This is live, folks.
Off button.
We have a redial or callback?
Yeah, let me see.
All right. We'll figure out.
Jim doesn't know how to use a regular phone.
We'll get these technical difficulties going.
In the meantime, I found where Cliff Street is, by the way, guys. Where was the murder, by the way? Was there a location? Like, where was the apartment?
I don't know. We'll have
It was
to-
in Norwich, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew because I remember it.
Hi, Wendy.
So
Yeah, you want to go on the air?
we'll
Okay, hold on.
we'll get all the answers and find out exactly what's going on. Wendy, are you with us?
Yes,
Hey, there we go.
I made many attempts to call you, and it would go to voicemail. I was like, don't they know it's me?
we were trying to answer the phone. I don't know what was going on. So how are you?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
Not really. No, not really.
Well,
No, it's been pushed again.
What?
From last time it was supposed to be, he got COVID. That was supposed to be last month.
yep.
And then this month, because they had to let him get over COVID, and but in the meantime, they had the 2 weeks to get over the COVID, so they put there's another case going on right now.
Wow.
So what happens,
And
because it looks like he set the trial to begin within 30 days or dismiss it. So what, like, does that get prolonged?
Oh, no, he got absolutely none of his motions or whatever you call them that they give, nothing he wants. He got, like he asked, like he said, that for a speedy trial or dismissal, and that went, that didn't get passed. He wanted to change his venue, and nothing he's asked for, he's got.
Okay, good.
So that's good, and I haven't been yet because this is the part. I remember from last time because I went to everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part of the hearing where you go in there, but there's going to be a lot of people in there for a lot of different. They're waiting for their criminal. You know what I mean? There's
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's easier just to wait, which I'm going to do for the first day of the trial.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have that date yet?
I'm not happy. Because it just keeps.
I don't blame you.
You know, they just postpone stuff. I'm supposed to go to a family reunion of my California. I haven't seen some of them in, I don't know. I'm 62, and so I was a little girl when last time I seen some of this. My mother's the only one left of the Irish part of our family. There was 10 of them, and my mom was the youngest. She does have dementia, but she still remembers everybody.
Aw.
Nice.
You know,
That's good.
So you look, she was with my brother. I don't know why I'm talking about this.
Yeah, but the trial, if it keeps getting postponed, that could make you miss that.
I just want to try. I have a meeting next week with it's a new prosecutor, and it's a female, and she's setting up a meeting with me and my victim's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So I have maybe they'll be able to tell me, is the trial still going to begin sometime in March?
Okay.
Is it still, how long? This is insane. This has been on my brain for 2 years now.
Oh, I know.
And I don't like it.
But your strength is absolutely amazing. When we had talked,
I have to be.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't, I'd be in bed all day or something like that.
Right.
I am different than I was before Casey was killed. Excuse me. I'm a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
I have a new me.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's how I have to look at it without cracking up. So it's like the new me. It's like people say you joined a club that nobody wants to join.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, when we talked before, having to sit through the first trial, see the things that you saw, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they asked you if you wanted to leave when they brought the pictures out, and you said, no, I want to see them.
I didn't say anything to anybody, and I could have gotten up and walked out, and but what I saw was enough.
Yeah.
So. And Jim, you were correct. It was 12 stabs. I wanted to let you know that because I felt really bad when I said she had 19, and it was only 12, like you said. So I apologize.
Oh, Wendy, you don't need to apologize.
No, you were right though. Kudos to you.
One of them is too many, let alone 12 or 19. Now,
I think the one that got her was the one that went through her neck and out through the vertebrae. That's my opinion. Of course, I don't know.
Probably. So, a couple questions that had popped up. We talked about how the phone and the drug evidence is getting thrown out. The whole right to privacy. Did they ever find the murder weapon?
They never found the murder weapon. It would have been one of Casey's. She had one of those knife sets that you put in a block of wood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was from one of that. I'm almost positive he took one of her knives from her knife block.
Ugh.
That's just my opinion, but
Yeah.
I
mean, what did they identify that one was missing?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
So.
So one of the other things that I didn't mention earlier that I didn't touch on was how you were notified. Well.
Oh, this is really, really sucky. I think they did not do it right.
I agree.
I was in a CNA that only took 2 weeks course. You had to go all day, every day. And I had gotten home, and Krista, her best friend, you know how you can go on Facebook and you can call somebody from Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Krista called me and said, Ma, because I was almost ready to take a nap, right? Mom, Casey's in the closet. You have to call 911. And I'm like, the gut feeling was already there. Just from what Krista said, she's in a closet. And I'm like, so I called 911. They connect me to the Norwich police station. They asked me to come up there. Now, how the hell, why would they do that? Because you know what I told them? You got to bring me and Aaron home. Because I can't drive home right now. And I'll come get the car tomorrow. I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe they didn't come to me.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and, I was not happy about that. And, it was awful. That was the worst. I mean, I went in there thinking she was dead, but I was hoping maybe she got arrested for something, and I had to grasp at anything I could.
Of course.
So.
Well, Jeff made a comment. It says that you are such a strong woman. We all stand with you. I'm sorry this happened to you and your family.
Oh, that was sweet.
Now, let's talk about Casey's Law.
Yeah, what about Casey's Law?
Exactly.
This bullshit. we put that in front of whatever, the Congress or whatever, back right after she died, or very shortly after she was murdered. We put that in the big send off in Hartford about it. And then it never, nothing.
Yep.
I wrote a letter to Joe Courtney and Blumenthal, whatever his name is, and Joe Courtney was great. He really was very nice. And, but I said to him, when I wrote a note, I said a letter to them, and I said, you guys promised to get Casey, you said you would stop at nothing until Casey's Law was in effect. And I wrote them both letters. They said, what happened?
And you actually went to Washington, too, didn't you?
Oh, my God, I've been everywhere. I did do... in Washington, I testified in front of the House of Representatives. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I got to speak, and that was pretty cool.
Now, did you...
Oh, go ahead. Not that the subject matter was pretty cool. I mean, just being there, and then I got to
Right.
go up to the offices of Courtney and Murphy. There's a guy named Murphy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Senator Murphy, Chris
they
Murphy.
They were both very pleasant with me. And they were good. Now, Bloomfall was not nice to me at all. He almost wanted to shoo me away.
Unbelievable.
And is it true that in 2016 that Donald Trump actually mentioned referred to the case in his campaign speech?
Yep, and he said, "What about Casey Chadwick
Yeah.
from Norwich, Connecticut?" I was like, I was like shocked.
You had no idea he was going to say that?
No.
Wow.
That's, I mean, when you hear the
I know.
President of the United States mention Casey's name,
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, he wasn't president then, I don't think, but...
No, this was before.
Yeah.
This was one of his campaign things, and I'm sorry. I thought he was trying his best.
well,
No.
they fought him at every step of the way on that whole immigration thing, and
Yep.
yeah, it's, and I mean, this is I hate to say it, but this is a clear-cut case of what he was talking about, where Jocks was in here. He served 15 years for an attempted murder.
Great.
Spent another...
They made a plea deal because he had murdered his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend, execution style. Then he pistol whipped and shot his ex-girlfriend, but she didn't die. So we made a plea deal and said, okay, we'll ignore we'll let the murder one go and just get you on, what would you call that?
The attempted murder?
Attempted murder, yeah.
That's insane.
He was 15 years, yeah. And ICE had him, and ICE had to let him go because Hades will not take him back. That just goes to show you his own country doesn't even want him.
Right.
So...
And, I mean...
They offered him 20 years off his sentence. Didn't take it,
Wow.
Sometimes I've heard they get worse sentencing than from the first trial.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Yep.
60 years is the max in Connecticut,
Yes.
but...
He's 47, I think.
Okay, so hopefully he gets the same. And
Yeah.
I
I hope it goes up for all the lies.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, he said to his cellmate that he knew when the exact time Casey Chadwick died, which was 3:00 in the morning, and that was her time of death.
Now, do the police have in possession the clothes with her blood on it?
It was the blood. Her blood was on his clothes.
Yeah.
And because I'm looking at the picture, and she only had her. That's another thing. She only had her bra on and not a shirt.
Well, yeah, she's probably sleeping.
Yeah, but I mean but correct. But that she would never let that. If she was woke up from sleep or whatever,
Right.
let that happen. And I didn't like that, and so I bought the guy. She told me once, I don't know, a couple of months before it happened, she goes, "Mom, if I die, I want to not be cremated. I want to be buried, and I want the closed casket. So we did it right, exactly how she wanted it.
Wow.
It's funny, though, that it's not funny at all. It's just like, first I looked at her. I said, "What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're not going to outlive me. I'm going to go first. Stop saying that."
It's crazy to hear that from your own daughter.
Now,
and then it happens.
Right. Talk about the relationship you had with Casey, because you guys were like thick as thieves, right?
Oh, very close. But we had our, girls. I have 3 girls and 1 boy.
Yep.
And teenage girls, damn, there was a good couple of hard years there. But Casey would never stay mad. She always wanted to be with me.
Oh.
Before she died, I was taking those courses, and we were going to live in Norwich. Casey, Aaron, and myself, and we had been looking for apartments, and that happened. So.
Now, you don't have to say anything, but do you know which street in Norwich? Because it was in Norwich, but do you know where in Norwich it happened?
Spalding Street.
Spalding Street, okay. I'm just trying to figure out where that is.
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a one-way street, but it's, geez, let me think. I can't even say. I could look. There's can you look at like go on?
I'm on the maps right now, so I'm looking. I see Spalding. It's off McKinley.
McKinley and Broad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and
it's not far from the Cliff Street.
Yeah, I know Cliff Street. Was close. My kids went to St. Joe's back in the days, so.
Oh wow.
She's not near there. That's not. It's off of Broad Street.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. It's off of Broad Street, and then you will be taking. I don't know which way you'll be coming, but you're going to take a right or a left.
Yeah, it does look like it's a one-way. It looks like from Broadway to McKinley Ave, it's a one-way street.
So, Wendy, did they have neighbors?
Nobody heard anything.
That was going to be my question. Nobody heard a sound, huh?
Probably because it was, 3 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what. I hate thinking about how much pain she went through. It just that's the worst part of everything is the fact that I don't know how much pain she went through, and that bothers me.
I can 100% understand that.
It's just it's been like this June will be 7 years, and I still won't do things that made me so happy to do. I go to the beach. I haven't been to the beach since she died.
Wow.
I haven't read Stephen King since she died, and he was my favorite. I have obviously not in the past 5 years. I haven't read Stephen King, and it's hard to explain. I mean, Casey went to the beach with me when she was a little girl,
mm-hmm.
but when she got older, she didn't like to go to the beach. So, but anyways,
Yeah.
just stuff like that. That my whole inner being just is, your constant pain.
Mm-hmm.
it just never goes away.
Yeah.
You just have to learn to live with it. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job learning. I think I'm doing much better than I was.
It's like living a new life.
Yes, that's what I was. Yeah, it's a new me. I'm not the same person that I was before this happened at all. You know.
Absolutely.
I like to stay at home. If I could stay at home forever, I probably would. And I was very active with my friends and everything before this happened and stuff, you know. And I still talk to them on Facebook and stuff like that, but it's not the same as when, you know, you'd actually get in the car and go visit or anything like that.
Right.
Do you think relationships have changed too since then? Like maybe, not that it put like a hindrance on friendships, but like they don't want to talk about it, or like maybe they feel like they can't talk about it, or
I made
things,
it perfectly clear that I always mention her.
Right.
I don't go on, and I just mention her.
Yeah.
And my friends, I was talking to them today. Not today. We the Legend High School alumni. We had a breakfast. We have every month, once a month, and I lost my train of thought.
About mentioning her, or like changing the relationships with your friends or family.
We'll have to skip it.
So we were talking about the breakfast. I was getting kind of hungry.
Oh, it's Park's Place in Ledgers.
Yep.
Have you been there?
Yep.
I have not.
That's where we go.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice. It's fun. You know, gets me out of the house, and this is one time I do, and I see where I'm sitting here. Every time you go, you don't know who's going to show up, because it's not just our class, you know. And I could bring my daughter Erin. She graduated in 2017.
Oh wow.
So
she was young when this happened, right?
Yeah, she was devastated. Her and Erin was born when Casey was 9, and Tyler was 11, and Danielle was 14. And then I had a baby at 39. Wasn't expecting. Didn't know that was going to happen.
Whoops.
But yep, she's cool. She's great. She's back home now. She went out to California for a year.
Oh.
And yeah, she's home now, and I'm glad about that. I didn't like her so far away.
Yeah.
Now, how are they all coping with it?
All my children?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, see, I think it's almost like a proven fact that the mother takes it the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they miss her, of course. They loved her. That was their sister. And they all get sad sometimes, but it's not like me. They're not in pain every single. My daughter Danielle has 3 children. You know, she's got to take care of.
Yeah.
And my son Tyler just had his first son today. I mean, not today, just January 9th.
Oh, very new.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. His name is Hunter. So those people are the most important people to me that I like to see. But I don't like going out in the cold.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I used to ski till I was 40. now I can't ski because I have no balance.
I can barely walk, let alone skate.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. It's great. I was good too.
So, Wendy, what do you think we can do to push Casey's Law?
If you know anything about politicians, it's got to be something that we need to write to our representatives.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me which ones.
Well, I think we got to get the message out nationwide and have them all get in on it.
Okay.
And start pushing
that sounds better.
And something, the system is broken. It's absolutely broken. The fact that this guy killed somebody and was only given 15 years in prison and then released on the streets of Norwich, that's broken.
Oh, he was taken by ICE, but they had to let him go because his own country didn't want him.
Well, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, if your own country doesn't want him, then what? Like, we should be doing something on our end, or like kicking them out somewhere else. Like, you should just bring them back to your country. Like, it's not our problem. They should take them and just do something there. You know?
Yep.
Makes no sense.
I agree.
Like, I'm assuming that if an American went to Haiti, and Haiti would be like, "No, you gotta take them back." Like, okay. What if it was reversed? What would they say?
Exactly.
The part.
I just got really frustrated because I just found out that he was supposed to be seeing a hearing this month, and now that's not till March.
Right.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah. And I saw the article.
Like, it's bugging the hell out.
I saw the article published on the 6th that it was supposed to start in the beginning of March.
Well, what happened? He had COVID, right? Did we talk about that?
Yep.
And then, so what they did is because it usually takes about 2 weeks for COVID to go away. I don't know. I never had it. Okay, well, then they put in, that's 2 weeks. So, like, the first time she went, the first trial, I can't remember this date.
Like in 2020?
When he, no, when they, it was something about everything he said, and then he changed his mind.
Oh.
And stuff like that. Like he wanted a quick and what do they call it?
Oh, the speedy trial.
Speedy trial or dismissal. He didn't.
There's no way in hell he's getting a dismissal.
He didn't get any of the things he wanted. He wanted to be in a different courthouse. What's that called? Change of venue.
Yeah. So I think all of those things are just kind of
this guy.
It's a charade.
They all know about him. Remember how many times I was on TV back then? After Casey, after the trial was over and everything, they would pick me up in my house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Who's this now we're talking about? In New York City, what's the name of that news place? The famous news place.
Good Morning America?
Fox News.
Fox News. They drive me up to Fox News. They put makeup on me, and then I get out there for like 5 minutes.
Wow.
And then I get back in the ride, and I sleep.
So
Yeah, sorry, off track. Sorry.
My beautiful girlfriend down in South Carolina has a question for you. She says,
Okay.
Hi, Wendy. I am so sorry that this happened to Casey and you and your entire family. I am wondering if there were any defensive stab wounds, for instance, to her hands and or arms.
Yes, there were defense wounds on her hands.
Interesting.
I mean, my daughter's, it might have been a little, tiny little thing, but she'll get you.
She didn't go down without a fight.
She didn't go down. Yeah, exactly. She fought back.
Is that? Oh, definitely. Definitely. I always just wish if she was at our house that day and doing her laundry and stuff, and I told her I loved her. I gave her a hug and a kiss and sent her on her way home. But I did have that. I can always say I had that.
Yeah.
I got to say goodbye.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, and then the taxi when she got home. Yes, we were very close.
So I don't know about the forensic aspect of
There was defensive
the
wounds.
trial. She must obviously have his DNA under her fingernails, right?
Yeah, right. I would think that.
I would think so. I'm not positive. So probably.
So the only things that are getting thrown out, correct me if I'm wrong, is the phone and the drugs.
Yeah. I'm like, every time I say that to people, I'm like, you can't throw away the blood on your pants.
Right.
And when he got arrested, he had his blood on his person, on his skin. So I don't know what they're going to say about that.
Now, did he give any story as to why when he got arrested? Did he say, I don't know where this blood came from? Did he say, how?
I have no idea. So that first, couple of days, it was just hell.
So they're just not telling. I think they're purposely not telling you things.
Who?
I don't know, the police or anybody in the trial or lawyers. I don't know.
Well, I get it. This has never happened. I've got a personal appointment with my prosecutor and with my victim's advocate.
Oh, okay.
That never happened before. To catch up with it, because he had COVID, he had to wait.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to make sure it's still happening in March.
Oh, absolutely.
I
mean, he's got all these rights. Well, what about your rights?
Exactly.
I might not be able to go to my family reunion. It's in May. Maybe I'm not going to be able to go.
Well, let's hope this trial doesn't take that long. They've already got the jury, correct?
I was told we were getting a jury in February, but I'm totally not sure.
Mm-hmm. I think they have enough to convict him.
I hope.
Yeah.
There's plenty. I mean, if I was on a jury, it's not rocket science. Didn't he say something to you during the first trial?
He said, he looked at me and he goes, Casey was my best friend. Oh my God. And then I looked over at Krista. I just laughed at him.
Wow.
If I didn't know you, if I had never met you, then you were not Casey's friend. But I knew all Casey's friends. So.
Unbelievable.
That's psychotic.
So yeah. Yeah.
and I hate to keep going back to this, but I'm stuck on it, that he killed somebody execution style, and he took a plea deal for attempted murder?
Yeah.
I'm
I just
having
don't
a big
understand
problem
that.
with this.
Like, I just don't understand that.
I have a big problem with it too. Like he said he said to his cellmate another thing. He said, I got away with it once, meaning the guy that he killed and
Right.
had to go to jail, and I'll get away with it again.
Like, how do we have a system that, like, well, if you admit to one thing, I guess we won't put you away for this one? Like, I'm sorry, if you admit to something, you lose your rights in my mind. Like, how?
I don't know.
That's insane.
Just
He should have got
it is.
He should have got the maximum sentence then.
He did. He got the most Connecticut can give is 60 years.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean for the first time.
Yeah.
For killing the guy execution style, he should have gotten the max.
Yes.
It blows me away. I'm totally dumbfounded that he got a plea deal of 15 years.
That says the courts
that's
want to save
crap.
money. I don't know how they would be saving money in that case, but
I have no idea.
I just I want to concentrate on Casey's law. I want to get everybody out there. Call, email, smoke signals, whatever you have to do. We need to get this passed.
Okay, what can I do on my end?
You're already
you've
doing
done
everything.
enough.
It's up to everybody else. Everybody else needs to start just bombarding these useless politicians, passing stupid ass laws, and not the ones like this that will save somebody's life.
Yeah.
And what did she do? No, what's his name?
Which
He
one?
would be Jean-Jacques. He would be now in his 80s if he just stopped all this nonsense. He should just take the 20 years. What's his problem? He'd still be over when he got out of jail. Because he's 47, so he'd be 67.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm glad he's not taking it because that means he's behind bars
I
for
know,
longer and he
I
can't
know.
do it to someone else.
They didn't even let him out, even though if the ruling was overturned.
Yeah, I mean, that's nuts.
They wouldn't even let him, because people will say, well, that means he's innocent until proven guilty. Oh, come over to my house and say that.
Yeah.
Here, I'll take you for a ride out to my daughter's cemetery. You want to do that? We can bring flowers to her grave. I'll introduce you. Some people.
Yeah, that's, unfortunately, especially on Facebook, you have a lot of Facebook lawyers that think they know everything, and they just run their mouth, and it's sad. It's ridiculous.
Who does that to me? That's done on my page?
No,
in general.
In general.
Oh.
Yeah, in general. And speaking of that, let everybody know that you do have a Facebook page set up for Casey.
Yes, Justice for Casey.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm going to look that up.
So you
right
can
now.
go to on Facebook, Justice for Casey, and that's a very good way right there to get the word out, get the ball rolling, get this law put in.
What?
And I actually think I'm going to reach out to Joe Courtney, and
He's very nice.
I'm going to ask him. I'm going to point blank ask him what's going on. I'm not going to talk to Murphy or Blumenthal because they're useless. But Joe Courtney,
Yeah.
I wanna ask him.
He's a good guy.
Yes, he is. He really is.
Oh, okay. As a matter of fact, he came down for this little memorial for people who lost their children. That wasn't very big; it was very small.
Mm-hmm.
He sat. Did he? Yeah, he sat next to us. So of course I said hi.
Mm-hmm.
Remember me? You gave me one of your metal things. He had this really cool metal coin and had his picture on it. It was very nicely done. Do I still have it? Absolutely not. I lose things like that. Or I hide them.
You hide it so good that you just forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you hid it so well. I can't do English.
I was.
I'm Irish.
I was telling everybody one of the freakiest things when we did that first show with the Kevin Allen show.
Right.
How I was going through my records, and all of a sudden, there's Casey's name that I had taught CPR for, and it was just so surreal.
So you remember, you know what she looks like and everything.
Yep. Oh yeah, I remember what she looks like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I want to say it was Norwichtown Rehab.
Norwichtown. That's where she was.
Yep. See.
That was where she was a CNA.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Unbelievable.
She passed that class, and it was more than I took a crash course. But I had to, read the book and shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you block that out?
No, that's good. You're good. you can say whatever you want.
Okay. So, what was I talking about, Casey?
The CNA.
Yes. She was a CNA at the Norristown thing, and that's what I was going to be as well.
Mm-hmm.
I finished half the course, and they sent me a lovely card and everything.
Aww.
Told me, they said if I could come back within 3 months. I said, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have been able to either.
No.
It would. I don't know. Knowing, see, I didn't put one and one together until that day when I saw her name on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of hit me. It was like, wow, I knew this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it just.
Did she laugh?
See, when I teach a CPR class, I don't teach a CPR class like normal people. I make it fun, and
So did she laugh?
yeah, the whole class laughed.
Because Casey had the most unique laugh. I missed that, man. I can hear it right now in my mind. It was great.
See that?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Wow, memories.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives me goosebumps. I literally have goosebumps right now.
That's so cool that you have a memory of her.
Mm-hmm.
That's unique.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can remember exactly what everybody was laughing about.
What?
And I was teaching the class, and I'm like, "Where's your compression point?" And they're like, "No, 2 fingers up." I'm like, "Well, that's what it used to be." I said, "Now the compression point is between the nipple line." And one of the girls, I don't think it was Casey, but it was from that side of the room, said, "Well, what if they're 80 years old?" I absolutely lost it. I said, okay, I think everybody knows where the nipple line originally was. And everybody in the class was dying. It was hilarious.
Beth, it happened in 2015 or 2016?
2015.
She also snorted when she was laughing really, really, really hard. Get that snort out like that.
Oh my God.
Stop!
Yeah, see, there's a good memory for you. You're laughing,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. That really
I
is.
love that. It doesn't happen all the time, but I have sometimes. I wish I could just freeze it. You know.
I know. I agree. Well, please keep us up to date on what's happening with the trial.
I shall.
Just know that if I'm not physically there in the courtroom, which I may be,
Okay.
Kevin may go too. I don't know. We'll see. But if we're not there physically, we are definitely there with you and Casey in spirit.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome. And we're gonna, and I'd like to get everybody that's listening out there, push Casey's law. This law is long overdue and needs to be put out there before somebody else loses their life. So let's get on the ball. Let's get this going.
That is a great idea.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, Wendy.
Okay.
Your strength is just absolutely amazing.
Incredible.
Absolutely amazing. And like I said, we're here with you in spirit, and
Okay.
we'll nail this son of a bitch. We will.
I know we will.
Absolutely.
Yes, I have no doubt.
All right, Wendy. Well, thank you for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Take care.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye. See
Bye.
you guys later. Bye.
Off.
All right.
Oh, when she started talking about her laughing, I started tearing up.
And I can see it. That's, the fact that I remember exactly what they were laughing about, too. And that was in 2015 at Northtown Rehab.
Wow. So it was just before.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I don't even know what to say. It literally gave me goosebumps.
Wow.
So there was a correction there. She wasn't stabbed 19 times. It was 12.
Mm-hmm.
She did fight back.
Oh, I hope they have that evidence under his nails. Ooh.
It would have been under her nails.
I meant under her nails, yeah.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. So we will. We'll definitely be following this. Again, the trial is supposed to take place in March.
Oh, CJ, I think, was tearing up too.
He's still in jail. He's not out while he's waiting for the retrial.
Well, clearly, because nobody else got murdered.
Yeah, well, yeah. So the trial's coming up, and again, just write your politicians. That's why we put them in office. The fact that Donald Trump even mentioned Casey's law. It's got to get done. It needs to be done. We cannot release violent offenders who are here illegally back into the community. I mean, it's the most asinine thing I've ever heard of. And it needs to stop. It definitely needs to stop.
Yeah, that they have to say it to the lawyers and everything, but that doesn't mean that it's public knowledge. Like some things, the police intentionally keep out of the public knowledge for the trial and also for other reasons.
The only people they have to turn evidence over to is the defense attorney.
Yeah.
They don't have to tell anybody what they have for evidence.
Right.
So it is the law that all evidence is turned over to the defense, and vice versa. So we're just gonna have to wait to March and see.
Yeah.
I really
hope it's maybe like on one of those channels. You know how they have like the public access channels?
Yeah. I mean, this is big. This is big. I cannot emphasize the magnitude of this trial.
Yeah. And it got political. I mean, it like important people at the time were talking about this. Like this wasn't like not even just in Connecticut, like addressing the nation. Mm-hmm. It was in Norwich, Beth. I mean, I think the courthouse would be in New London.
The trial's in New London.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right back
I
here.
wasn't sure what you were asking. The murder happened in Norwich. The trial will be happening in New London.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, let's get out there. Let's get these politicians moving. And let's get some justice for Casey.
Go to the page if you want some updates. I just like the page, Justice for Casey. It should be one of the first things that pop up in your Facebook.
And as I said, we will also keep you updated on the trial, the events of what's going on. And the guy that got hit in the head with a hatchet, we'll figure that out too.
Yeah. I saw it was two people.
Two people hit with a hatchet.
Like one person, it was saying that his wife had gotten stabbed while he was running, but apparently he was stabbed too. And I don't know. We'll have to keep up with that soon.
Well, time for me to go to work. So
time for me to go eat food.
We will see you next Tuesday. Everybody, take care of yourself and be good.
Bye.
See ya.
Working on it.